Hi, Sonia Fry, employment tips / life coaching. I want to talk to you employers currently out there. I've been in management. I was regional manager for Jenny Craig, supervising 65 staff and 9 managers. Had my own business, Success Is You, which was training motivation in Sydney. I also opened up a gift shop and sold that within 3 weeks, knowing that it was in the wrong position. So I feel I'm entitled to say my little piece here. A friend of mine contacted me and said she just resigned from her job, which totally surprised me. And I said, why? She said she felt she was unappreciated. She felt she was popped into one of these struggling offices, no feedback, no support. Now, this is a woman who's worked in an industry, disability employment for possibly 8 to 9 years. She was one who would always arrive early, last to leave. She was the one who went the extra mile for her job seekers. And she loved what she did. And I said to her, this must have been a real hard decision. And she said it was. She said, Sonia, when I told the managers that I'm going to resign, she said if they'd made an offer to her and maybe showed some sort of appreciation and how sad they were, she would have stayed. But nothing was said. So just a little tip, you guys out there who are in management or who are owning your own businesses and managing staff under you. Sometimes you're very skilled at what you do, but you're not skilled at managing people. So a little tip is to make sure your staff are appreciated. Make sure you praise them on a weekly basis. It has to be real. It has to be sincere. Something that you feel they're very good at. Tell them that. I really appreciate how you support the team. Sonia, I really love what you add to our business, your personality. I love your dedication. I love how you're so self-motivated, Sonia. Whatever it is, make sure you're sharing those sort of things to your employees because they need it. How many of us have heard staff leave because I wasn't appreciated? I don't think they liked me. I hear that often. And quite often I've seen and I've experienced managers that are so in their ego, they're so busy trying to keep their own jobs, they're not acknowledging what the ones at the bottom are actually doing. And the ones at the bottom level, guys, don't forget, they're the ones bringing in the income, not necessarily you. And if you don't know how to really manage people and manage their personalities to bring the best out of them, then you're in trouble. When I worked for Jenny Craig, as I said, I had 65 staff and 9 managers. They gave me a region. So I moved from Melbourne to Canberra and took over this region that was struggling. Anyway, within 6 months, I basically tripled the income. And the managers approached me and said, Sonia, the managers from America are coming over. They want to talk to you about what have you done? How have you done this? And I said, I don't know what to tell them. Don't get them to fly all over to see me. Anyway, I went home and I thought about it. What did I do? And all I did with this region, number one, they didn't want me there. They didn't like me because they loved the other regional manager that was there before me. So I had to win them over. I had to show them that I could do their job. I had to win their respect that I'm in this position because I'm good at what I do. So each office that I went into, if they needed food on the shelves, I would put food on the shelves. If they needed help with sales, I would do their sales. And every sale I did, I was able to get the full program, which I think was around $699 at that time, instead of the $6 program they were advertising on TV. So you'd upskill and make sure they had everything to be successful. And they were just blown away with that. So I won their respect. And then I noticed there was wrong people in wrong positions. We had counsellors who shouldn't have been cancelled. We had program directors who should have been counsellors and not program directors. So I started making some changes. And to do this, I took them individually and I spoke to them and I said, you have such a gift in this. What you're doing is not your forte. And many of them thought, I don't know if I could rise to that position as program director. And all I did was build belief in them that they could do the role, put them in that role, and God, did they fly. And they're the ones who made the region triple, more so than myself. So I give them the credit. And that's another thing as a manager. Are you giving the right people the credit? Or are you taking their ideas and saying it was you? How many times do we hear that happens in corporations? So managers, employers, praise your staff. Make them feel good. Make sure you have the right people in the right positions and you won't have to work as hard as a manager. Trust me. All you really have to do is reward them and make them feel worthy and appreciated. Don't show favoritisms. I've experienced this in my previous employment. So much favoritism was shown. There were times when one would do something and they were treated like a murderer, and yet others would do it and nothing would happen. This creates a lot of angst in a team. It doesn't create an environment that people want to come and give their best. So be careful that you don't do that. Be careful you don't reprimand somebody for something you actually do yourself, because that I've experienced also. So as a manager, you are a leader and you need to lead. And your role as a manager is to manage people. Don't get too involved in your numbers 24/7. Don't forget the people that you have to manage, the people that you need to praise, the people that you need to thank. We know they're not there. They're getting paid to do a job. A lot of people feel I shouldn't have to thank them. They're just getting paid to do a job. Well, you know what? A lot of us love our jobs and we do it. But day in, day out, week after week, 52 weeks a year, sometimes a thank you and a bit of appreciation is so, we're desperate to obtain it. We need it. And remember, you're only as good as your last week's performance. I know a lot of performance managers that are in these roles and they haven't performed or produced any results. So guys, ask yourself as a manager, are you performing? Are you getting the results you need? Do you deserve to still have that position? Because we need to make sure in these positions that we are fulfilling our role, getting the results that are required, and making sure that our team is happy, productive, and getting the results required. So I was so sad to hear my friend had left this position. She's gone to another company now and she's going to blitz it there, as she always does, and they're going to be so extremely happy to have her on board. So again, what's happened here is this company has lost a valued staff member. They have lost a lot of knowledge with this girl. She has left this company with so much knowledge of the industry. You can imagine in 10 years working in disability employment, the knowledge she has of the systems alone. They've just let that walk out the door because they couldn't make their staff feel appreciated or valued. How sad. So managers, employers, I hope you listen to this tip and take it on board. We are all only as good as our last week's performance. Manage your team. Don't get caught up in the corporate high-up politics. Just manage your team because you're managers. You're there to manage results and manage your team. If you manage your team correctly, the results will come. And that's what I experienced with Jenny Craig. Thanks for listening, guys, and good luck with social isolating and your businesses right now. Take care.